Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to the Escape Plans. I hope you all are doing great and enjoying our vlogs. So, we are back again covering another part of very important information. If you have not watched my last vlog, please go and watch it because this vlog is somehow related to that vlog. So, recently I got a new job opportunity in Luxembourg. I have already shared my experience. I've already shared how much time did it take me to get this job opportunity, how you should be applying, etc. In this vlog, what I will be sharing is basically the process. How did I apply? And the process. We get a lot of questions related to visas, and in this vlog, I hope that with this, we will be able to help so many of you who ask questions related to visas, process, work authorization, etc. So now, let's get started. So now let's start step by step to get job in any country. First thing you need to do is apply for it. So here the information we are sharing is nothing new. We have shared it before with you as well. And as I always say, the information we share with you is something we first verify. Okay, so how I applied? I applied through LinkedIn, through a company's portal, the direct job portal. I also used few career websites as well. Now I know before you start asking question in which company I was applying, what career site I was using, and how I applied through LinkedIn. I will share all the information with you as I told step by step. So now here are few career websites you can use to get job in Luxembourg. So applying is fine, but the main question is, was I getting enough responses? So the answer to this question is yes. Whether I was applying through LinkedIn or company's website directly or with career websites, I was getting responses. Even though we talk about like big four companies or small companies, my application was always being acknowledged most of the time. Whether I was selected or not, doesn't matter. So acknowledgement was there and I was getting good responses from all these career websites, companies website or LinkedIn. And if you ask me what would I suggest, so my top two pick was LinkedIn and company's website. So now let's talk about one important point which many people miss. So basically, when you are applying for a job in any country, either in your own country or you're looking for abroad, just make sure that you are targeting the right company. For example, in my case, I was targeting big companies like Amazon, KPMG, Deloitte, EY, some international finance companies as well like JP Morgan. Reason being that first, they have good money to sponsor your visa. Second, since they are international, there are high chances that they will accept your application even though if you just speak English. And number three, they have fixed and transparent process. So that is why it is very important that you know where you are applying, what skill set you have, and which companies accept those skill sets. Now, next step is very important, and why I'm saying this, when you apply for any job, you send your resume along with it. So, it is very important that your resume is impressive because it creates the first impression to the HR or to any person who's going to read it. So, it should not be lengthy, it should be short and crisp. I have seen a lot of people having resumes with 4 and 5 pages. Nobody has that much time to go through with everything. Just make sure that you are highlighting your skill set, you are keeping your experience crisp with important information. Now, once your resume is shortlisted, then the next step starts. So, as you all know by now, that I work for European Intergovernment Organization, which is a public sector. So for me, the interview process was quite different as compared to Amazon or KPMG. There, the process was little faster. For me, it took 3 to 4 months to get the job after the interview to get the confirmation that I got the position. With Amazon and with KPMG, it was a fast process. Also, now if I talk about the rounds, in KPMG, it was 3 to 4 rounds. In Amazon, there are 5 to 6 rounds. And as I already mentioned, for me, it was 6 to 7 rounds. These 6 to 7 interviews includes screening, then behavioral, then technical, conference, interview with director, and then again interview with HR, etc. So you can imagine that these interview process could be exhausting. I have experienced it myself, so I can tell you with my experience as well. Just make sure that you have some patience, because if the company is not reaching out to you within a week, that doesn't mean that you have not been selected. Sometimes companies do take time. Just have some patience, and if you are not hearing back from them, just reach out to the company or HR, whomever is in contact with you. And finally, the result of all this was a call which I got from the HR, and she told me that I have been selected for this position. Of course, I was very happy, but the way it is sounding right now, it wasn't very easy for me as well. As I told that I was also giving interviews in different companies. If I talk about the private sector, the interview process there was quite fastened as compared to public sector. For me, as I told, that it took 2 to 3 months, because after every interview, they were taking at least 2 weeks to get back to me. Sometimes, of course, they reached out to me within 1 week, but that happened very rarely. So, after getting the offer, we spoke about the negotiation. So, what is negotiation and why it is important? Now, let's talk about that. So, negotiation is very important, especially for those of you who wants to relocate to Luxembourg. I was already living in Luxembourg. My husband is already working in a very good company. In fact, I was also working remotely. But even though I got offer, I wanted to know my salary, because to have good income in Luxembourg is not very difficult. If you know your skill set, if you know how much you can be paid for those skill set. So it's very important for you to do your research, and not only for the skill set in which company you're applying, because I have, as per my research, as I told, that I have not been giving interview in just one company. I have tried in multiple company. For example, if we talk about Amazon, the range of salary you get in Amazon, that's not very common in other companies here. Amazon always offers competitive salaries. There are companies who offer very less as compared to Amazon. So that is why it's very important where you are applying. It's very important that you know your skill set. And once you have the offer, you should always see if you will be able to survive in Luxembourg with that offer. If you're coming single, how much you need. If you're coming with your family, how much you need. So it's very important for you to calculate before you accept the offer, because once you have it, it will be difficult for you to negotiate. Now, next step was the work permit. To work in Luxembourg, the work permit was very important. And I was already struggling with it, because there were many companies who were denying my application just because I was here on residence permit and I didn't have the work permit. So when I got the call from the HR, my first question was, how are we going to take care of my work permit? And honestly, she just told me that it is not an issue for them. I got email from them to submit the document. She told me that this position was important and they will do the visa process for me on priority. And the advantage here was that I was already in Luxembourg, so I was available here. On the other hand, there was my friend. She also got an offer, and for her, it took almost 6 months to complete the entire process. So this was the information from my side, what I experienced. But now things have changed for the better. So basically, now you don't need to convert your residence permit into work permit if you are here in Luxembourg. You are allowed to work. Just company needs to give you the offer. That's it. And for those of you who wants to relocate, if you are relocating with your dependent can also work without needing the work permit. So I know now we will receive a lot of questions related to that, how, what will happen, etc. The next vlog will have all the information, what they have changed, and how the process will happen for somebody who doesn't have the work permit and will be working in Luxembourg. And as I mentioned that I also got offer from a private sector as well, as I had a counter offer. So in case if you want me to compare those offers, benefits, and you want that information, let me know. Drop your comment into the comment section and we will cover that for you as well. Getting a job in Luxembourg is not very difficult. All you need is to get it right. How to apply, where to apply, and all the information I have already shared in this vlog. I hope this vlog will help you find a job you are looking for. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Namaste.